introductions and why are they important?
Okay, so if you'd like to start introducing yourselves.
So I'm going to start. Welcome to everyone. My name is Thomas Penal. I'm the co-founder of Red Square, and we are providing 360-degree services for projects that want to structure themselves, going from compliance and cybersecurity.
Yeah, my name is AETH X CEO. I'm the CEO of Promos. Promos is a music promotion platform that leverages Web3 to promote the Web2 music platforms of artists, and also the director of AetheriusX Token, alongside the CEO as well here.
Hi, my name is Robert Torres from Colorado, United States. I'm the AetheriusX CEO, which is relaunching in Benify Finance. We are here to talk to you guys about tokenomics and utilities for projects.
Hi, I'm Yathir, COO and co-founder of Britain, token issuance and management that providing clients or companies with a protocol to issue tokens, the tools needed to manage the token, manage the funds raised by the token, and the solution to raise funds in a simple experience through token offerings.
Yeah, and to be honest, we were supposed to be more speakers in this panel, but I guess that only me and just here got here, not even the moderator. So we're kind of basically going to improvise and have a conversation talking about tokenomics. And I guess that for starters, we can start talking about the importance of the utility of the token. I mean, when we're talking about tokenomics, there's a lot of people that make tokens that don't even have any utility. They're basically a honeypot. So I don't know if anybody wants to start about talking about the importance of adding utility to your token.
I mean, who want to go? I go first? Okay. So, first thing, let's make the differentiation between tokenomics and tokenmetry. Because you can take two different projects, put the same metrics on it. If the economy behind is not fitting the project, the real use case of the project, the token is not going to interact the same way with the final, let's say, market. So, first thing that people should consider when they try to build something, specifically if we are talking about a speculative token model, should be about how they're going to have a higher value going on the project than going out the project. So most of the time you hear a project that try to, oh, we're going to raise by creating an ERC20 or whatever kind of token that they want to do, and people are going to use it to buy something on our platform or use our project, and then we take the token for us, and then we dump the token to recover some fund. And the first question is, okay, but who is going to buy the token that you're going to sell? I mean, you're going to crush your own token, your own economy, if no one is bringing value inside your project. So maybe this is the first thing that people should ask.
Well, in my opinion, it always depends on the type of the token first. So if it's, for example, the case of a security token, then the tokenomics modeling should be a little bit different than designing the tokenomics model for utility tokens or NFTs. Right? For example, I think for the security token case, there are three pillars in my opinion, which are the financial pillar, the technology pillar, and the legal pillar, as a security token is representing as a real world security. So that's a completely different case from the utility tokens and NFTs, where, as we mentioned, should be more about how to make the users use the token in order to boost its value.
Definitely. Tokenomics is one of the most important things, if not the most important for any project. But like he was explaining, there's different categories, right? There's different types of tokens, so obviously tokenomics all around will be different. But when you take 2-3 tokens that follow under the same industry, under the same tokenomics, right? Now you want to compare the tokenomics, they have to improve that token, right? During a bull market, tokenomics were not seen because everything, it was basically going up, right? Now, during the bear market that we are right now, that's when you really see the good projects. The projects that have good tokenomics, those are the ones pushing forward, those are the ones surviving these moments. And you know these projects, when these bull markets start going around again, gonna be the ones going forward and pushing pretty hard.
Yeah, so basically, in order to sustain a project, whenever there's a bear market, most of the projects look for opportunities, and they find opportunities on their tokenomics. That's the key, I would say, for most of the projects, specifically on a bear market. What do you think?
That's a good thing. I'm going to say that I'm going to go back to the starting point of every token, the funding part of the token. Most of the time when people are trading a token, they are backed by VC or they are backed by a big group of investors that have a big part of the supply. So they could have an economics that is fitting the market during the bull market, as I say, but as soon as those people are going to start to sell, if they have the chance to sell during the bull trend, maybe they will have the opportunity to recover the liquidity, but if not, they're just going to crash the token. And I think from that I'm stopping there.
As following what you just said, it brings up the topic of the lock-in system or the vesting programs. It's a very important thing to consider when designing tokenomics system, because it's how you're gonna allow your token holders to have the opportunity to sell the token. So you need to consider a strategy for all the stakeholders of the token ecosystem, right?
Definitely. So when looking at tokenomics, first thing, most important in my opinion, is the supply, right? So you want to know if it's a fixed supply or a deflationary, inflationary, right? So if it's fixed supply, you know they cannot keep increasing the amount of the supply, so that's going to be bringing obviously the price down. Other than that is the utility that this company or this CEO is giving to this token, right? If you have a token that the investors have an opportunity to keep utilizing the token inside the same ecosystem, it's less probably that they're gonna be selling the token, right? So as a token CEO, as a token owner, you have to find those utilities to your project that will keep the money inside your own project instead of letting the money going out to other projects.
I'm taking this one. So maybe the first question is that most of the projects don't really need to have their own token. I mean, they could do the exact same thing using Ethereum or other tokens. So maybe first thing that people should ask now in the next bull run or when they will invest in the next future project is, do this project really need to have its own token to perform on the market? Or can they just do the same thing using something that is already strong and that already has some liquidity at the disposal? Most of the time it's just a pretext for them to get funded. And when you go back into what happened with the past bull market, 99%, it was the same thing in 2017. I mean, 99% of the token are going to completely disappear because no liquidity, because no one is doing it. It was just marketing. So at the end of the day, having the best token metrics, having the best tokenomics for your project only based on marketing or the bull train is not something that is an underline that you should consider.
But I guess that's where the utility comes in, right? So it's not necessarily having the best tokenomics or the best token metrics, but actually adding utility to that token. Because like you just said, maybe there's no necessity for your company or for your product to actually create a token. You're just trying to raise funds. But that's why it's important to have utility to the token. So if there's no utility, then there's no reason for investors to invest in that token because it doesn't have utility. You're just trying to raise funds, like you just said.
That's why I'm saying, if I take the point of view of an investor, why would you invest in someone that are just trying to protect some utility to the token just to raise? And the answer is, they have a good marketing. So in the bull run, you know that you're going to make some money, so you invest. But in the long term, retail investors or people that really believe in the project, they've been right.
Completely agree. It's a very nice point to bring up. For example, even with long-term projects, marketing is still needed, right? So it depends on balancing the targeting to the personas. So you need first to define the personas to whom you're gonna market or promote your token. There are, like in the crypto market, the speculation investors and like the investors who are using the token they buy. Like for example, the case of Ethereum, it's a native token. There are the investors who invest in the token, and there are ones who are buying it in order to use it in the blockchain, in the network. So it depends. Marketing is very important, but it's also very important to balance the targeting settings that you have in your campaigns.
Excellent. And just to use Ethereum as an example, Ethereum and Binance have one of the best tokenomics that you see out there, right? So basically you have to buy Ethereum to be able to buy hundreds or, well, at this point, thousands of other tokens. So what they're doing, they're keeping their money inside, right? Now, as an investor, yes, there's many companies that is just trying to raise funds, but during a bear market, most of those investors that are just trying to make a quick money, they're out of the market because the drop took them out, right? So the people that stay are the serious people, right? The biggest percentage are the people that are here for the long term and the people that believe that crypto is the next thing, right? So those people, they're looking for something more, right? They're looking for something more serious. They're looking for a token that is going to offer something to them, not mainly just raise fund. Raise fund is amazing. There's amazing companies, there's amazing tokens that raise fund, and they do great things. But as an investor side, I'm on both sides. I'm a CEO, but I'm an investor as well. As an investor side, I don't really go into raising funds just because of that. I'm looking for a token that's going to offer me something that I can see a great future on the token, not as a company.
So you're saying that as an investor, on the investor side, as an investor, you look for tokens in which you can actually capitalize, in which you can actually get some profit, and that's how it's fun?
Not only capitalize, right? Because we're all in this to just obviously make that next move, make that profit, but something that will make a change, something that in the future I know it's gonna have a difference in the world, basically, because that's what crypto is coming to do. Crypto is coming to fix all those things in the real world that need attention.
Okay, so first thing that came to my mind while I was listening is, if you had to build a token, but right now about the project that we can define together, what would be the main rule that you will implement inside your token metric or tokenomics model?
So my first thing would be a fixed supply, right? Depending on what is the project, what I'm doing with it, it's going to be a fixed supply. Right after that, I'm going to log into a utility to my token that is connected to obviously whatever project we're doing, that it's going to give an incentive or some type of thing for my investors that they will say, okay, I'm willing to wait a year for this company. I'm willing to wait 2 years or 3 years, right? And that's what I used to love about Ethereum before it went to the proof of stake, right? So Ethereum, when you were gonna sell, it would charge you a big fee. A lot of people complain about it, but that helps a lot of projects to grow because you could not just sell for pennies. You know, you should, as an investor, you needed to wait a long time, right, to be able to capitalize. So as they move into proof of stake, now you can sell for pennies. Now investors don't give that chance to projects most of the time to grow.
Definitely. Also, for example, in our case, when we are working with our clients on modeling their tokens, we have let's say, clear process. First thing, we study the stakeholders of the token ecosystem. Then you understand there is called requirements gathering. So you understand what are the requirements that you should add in your tokenomics model first. Then you switch it to what we call user stories. So you understand in details how the ecosystem gonna be working of the token, so you can define easily and detect all the utilities that can be added.
That's really nice and impressive, and that's great. That I'm pretty sure that will help a lot of people, because that's a really big fail on a lot of projects with tokenomics, and so definitely.
Got nothing?
Yeah, I think we can finish 5 minutes before the scheduled time.
Okay, let's bring in another topic, as we are in the bear market. So what do you think are the factors of the bear market from the beginning of it?
So the bear market that's going on right now, or the bear market in general? By right now, I think we already know whose fault it is. Everything's going down.
Yeah, that's one of the factors. So as you brought it up, what do you think about the FTX situation?
The FTX situation. Ooh, what can I say, man? I don't do centralized finance. I'm all about decentralized finance, and I think that's the big importance of decentralized finance. This is a big example that we can take into account. They're doing the same things that banks basically are doing. They're basically exchanges or a centralized bank. So how can you as an investor feel secure in depositing or leaving your crypto, your money in an exchange that's centralized, in which the exchange needs to make money? And they're going to utilize your tokens and the tokens that somebody else is not utilizing, so that they can make money, profit out of it.
So one of the biggest things that anybody as an investor, new investor, old investor, has to understand, if you don't own your private key, that's not your crypto, right? So if you have your money, you have your crypto in a central exchange, right? In my opinion, that's not yours, because you don't own your private key. Now, when you have your money in your cold wallet or in any type of wallet, and you own that private key, you own those 12 secret words that are more important than your social security, right? Because your social security, you have to use it for things in the real world, right? But your 12 words, nobody needs to know it. So if you don't own that, if you don't know your private key, that means that's not your crypto.
So do you think what happened to FTX can affect other centralized exchange and push investors to the decentralization? So to understand, to look for the information, open decentralized wallets, MetaMask or any other one. Then the adoption of decentralized exchanges instead of centralized exchanges. What do you think about it?
100%. That's gonna push everybody. It's for sure gonna affect a lot of centralized exchanges, but crypto came to be decentralized, right? If we want decentralization and we wanna be away from banks and everything, that's what most people that is in crypto wants, then we have to start using decentralization. And it's great that it happened. It's unfortunate that a lot of people obviously got affected, but things like this need to happen for crypto to be taking that next step. That's what we need.
Yeah, and FTX definitely is going to keep affecting centralized finance and centralized exchange. If you think about it, now that that situation happened, which is even funny, every other centralized exchange, if they want to keep their customers, they need to show their reserves. And if there's no way that they can back up their reserves, their exchange is going to go down. A lot more people will keep losing money. That's just what's going to happen. So everybody should be expecting the bear market to last a little bit longer than what it has.
Completely. So without the proof of reserves, it's like a red flag.
Exactly, and that's what decentralized finance, like, that's what crypto came to do in this space. We came to bring a decentralized finance system, not a centralized finance. That's why we have dollars, that's why we have fiat currency, that's why we have centralized banks, and centralized exchange is just the same thing.
Completely.
I'm personally not going to express myself on this FTX case because nothing is hand right now, so we don't even know. I mean, I'm not a friend of Sam Beckman, so I'm not calling him like, hey, what is going on? So I don't have the answers. I'm not going to pronounce myself on that. But first thing that the thing that everyone should keep in mind is be aware that sometimes project can use their own token as an infinite cash flow, an infinite way of printing money to invest into other things that are really bringing the value, so they can keep the value using yours to fund them. And I'm just going to say that, and I see that the speaking time is going down, so we're going to finish on that.
Yeah, thank you so much, guys.
Thank you so much, everybody.
Thanks.